911, what is your emergency?
Ask them to help us get a National Guard unit, maybe with a helicopter to stop. Let's get hold of Granby Town Hall.
You need a National Guard unit and a helicopter.
Going out towards the highway. Going out towards the highway.
June 4th, 2004, at 3 p.m. A small town called Granby in Colorado, USA. Suddenly, a strangely shaped war vehicle appeared on the street. This vehicle looked a bit like a bulldozer, but was as hard as a tank, invulnerable to knives and guns. Police and special forces arriving at the scene used various weapons, but they could not stop it from rampaging in the town. The local town hall, bank, and library were all demolished. Even the mayor's house and police station were forcibly torn down. Who is driving this strange vehicle? Why did he do this? The protagonist of this incident is named Marvin Heemeyer. Born on October 28, 1951, in South Dakota. When young, Marvin served at an Air Force base in Colorado, mainly responsible for engine and motor maintenance, thus developed excellent welding skills. After retiring, Marvin chose to settle down in Colorado. In 1991, Marvin bought a house in Grand Lake. In 1992, he used $42,000, bought a 2-acre piece of land in Granby, built his muffler factory here. With skills honed from serving in the Air Force, Marvin's manufactured and repaired mufflers have good reviews. As for personal life, although Marvin has no children and no wife, he still made many good friends who share his love for snowmobiles. In summary, he is a great person, but a series of unfair treatment and oppression gradually changed Marvin. In the summer of 1992, not long after buying the land for the factory, Marvin received a notice from the town hall, requesting him to connect the factory's sewage pipeline to the public sewage system. This was originally a matter of course. Marvin agreed readily. However, the quote from the city government shocked him. The short 30-meter pipeline project actually costs $80,000. At first, he bought this land for only $42,000. Marvin thought it was really too expensive, so he told the city government not to take action. He would hire people to handle it himself. However, at that time, Marvin encountered a dilemma, because part of the pipeline connection work was underground on land that did not belong to him. But the owner of that land refused to give Marvin permission to start work, so the pipeline issue could only be left unresolved. By 2001, the Granby City Council approved a cement plant construction plan. From the land planning perspective, the cement plant would not only surround Marvin's factory, but also cut off the factory's only connection to the outside. The plan effectively turned Marvin's factory into an island. Future business would definitely be affected, even if Marvin called on nearby residents to collectively oppose. Trying to use the power of the masses to make the city council abandon the plan, the city council still insisted on approving the plant. Since they could not stop the development of the cement plant, Marvin can only think of another way. He applied to the city council to open a new road, and does not need to spend a penny of taxpayer money. Marvin plans to do the construction himself. For this, he specially bought a second-hand bulldozer made in Japan. As long as permission comes, he can start work right away. However, unexpectedly, the city government not only rejected Marvin's road plan, but also began to find fault with Marvin on various issues. Nearly 10 years have passed. The city government remembered the sewage pipeline project from back then, claiming environmental pollution caused by not completing the pipeline, sent Marvin a $2,500 fine. Marvin originally did not want to pay, because he felt he was being retaliated against for opposing the cement plant, but paying late adds $100 in late fees. In the end, Marvin still paid this money. Stubbornly, he still wrote a line in the memo. Coward and fraud department. The city government returned the check again for the reason of amount discrepancy. Marvin, feeling targeted, tried to find a lawyer to sue the city government. Unexpectedly, the lawsuit failed, and he became the defendant. In November 2002, Marvin's factory was ordered by the court to cease operations until the sewage pipeline was built. At this moment, Marvin was thoroughly enraged. He tried to be a good person and mind his business. Also tried to fight for himself by legal means. But his demands and claims were ignored and suppressed time and time again. Looking at the second-hand Japanese bulldozer in the factory, Marvin finally thought of a way to let everyone listen to his demands.
In nature, wolves, coyotes, they have their territory. And a male will definitely protect his territory. Now, if an animal will do this, why wouldn't a man? Enough is enough. I have been beaten to a point where I'm not going to take it anymore.
Starting in the summer of 2003, Marvin worked diligently in the factory's warehouse every day, wanting to transform the second-hand bulldozer into a tank. He first brought in 2 steel plates, 2 centimeters thick, welded them together after leaving a 20-centimeter gap, then poured cement into the gap. Finally became 24 centimeters thick, used to protect the cabin, engine, and tracks with composite armor. It's just that the cabin is covered by armor. How to drive it? Don't worry, Marvin installed 2 cameras outside the vehicle to transmit the outside image to the monitor in the cockpit in real time, and to prevent the cameras from being disturbed or damaged. Each camera is equipped with a 76mm thick bulletproof glass cover. On the side, there are also compressed air nozzles to blow away dust blocking the cameras. In addition, the inside of the cabin is equipped with fans and air conditioning to ensure Marvin himself won't suffocate before the mission is complete. The vehicle also has 3 holes left, but the purpose isn't for ventilation. Rather, in case of an attack, he can retaliate with his pre-prepared rifle. After nearly a year of continuous testing and improvement, Marvin finally, in June 2004, completed this machine he called MK Tank Bulldozer. June 4, 2004, 3 p.m., Marvin pre-recorded to explain why he did this. After sending a 2.5-hour tape and notes to his brother, he entered the driver's cabin with a revenge list and began his path of revenge in his MK tank. Marvin's first visit was, of course, the cement factory that cut off his livelihood. Besides the cement factory, he also visited other companies owned by the cement factory boss. Then Marvin visited a newspaper because he felt the editor of the newspaper intentionally smeared him in reporting the cement factory's matters. Marvin also visited a hardware store run by a city council member and the mayor's home. Of course, the list included a town's representative buildings, including the city hall, library, bank, and police station, etc. In the end, Marvin destroyed a total of 13 buildings, causing $7 million in damages. Of course, people had tried to stop Marvin's MK tank. Someone tried to jam the bulldozer's track with an iron stick, but it was unsuccessful. Police and special forces shot with various firearms, but they could not penetrate the composite armor made of steel plates and concrete. Someone tried to operate a bulldozer to challenge Marvin one-on-one, but when he saw Marvin charging, he chickened out. Police once climbed onto the MK tank looking for an entrance, but could not find one, because Marvin directly placed the armor onto the bulldozer with a crane, so there was no entrance to go through. But it also meant Marvin did not leave an exit for himself. It shows he had a determination to die from the beginning, since the ordinary weapons on hand were useless. The governor once considered deploying Apache helicopters equipped with Hellfire missiles, or Javelin missiles specialized for anti-tank purposes. But at that critical moment, Marvin got stuck in the basement while visiting the hardware store, ending the 2-hour and 7-minute Marvin's revenge saga. Afterwards, police used 3 explosions and cutting to finally cut open the armor, but Marvin was already in the cockpit, ended his own life. According to articles and videos found online about this incident, most netizens sympathized with Marvin's plight. They feel this incident is collusion between officials and businessmen. Marvin was forced into a corner to do this, and throughout the process, Marvin harmed no one. The list of visitors includes those oppressors. Perhaps when a person is pushed to the wall, it really is as Marvin's notes wrote. Sometimes rational people must do some irrational things.
Hey, I hope you all have a great time, a good life. I've had a great life. We'll see you later.